Hello everyone, this is Flor Ángel Félix Matos, and I'm going to talk about my brief summary of the workshop, of the pronunciation workshop. So, first, I would like to start with an introduction. So, why do we have an accent? We have an accent because when we speak English, we bring and we use the same pattern and rules of pronunciation of our native language. So we have to be clear that English has its own pattern of pronunciation, its own rules, and something that is very interesting to know is something that is very helpful for us to practice is the mouth movements Americans do when they speak, because they tend to move their mouth and their jaw a lot. So now I know why the Siri app and the microphone on my phone doesn't understand me sometimes, because sometimes we mumble the words because we don't open our mouth enough to pronounce the proper way. So Americans are very expressive when they speak, and I'm going to start with the R and the W sounds. I remember that before I used to say the R just like this, R, but no, the R and the W sounds are very similar. You have to bring your mouth forward and your lips like this. R, W. You see that they are similar in the fact that, for the fact that you have to bring your mouth forward. In the case of the words that start with those that are spelled with those two sounds and they are at the beginning of the word, for example, right and white, we have to bring our mouth forward even before we say the word. So those two sounds are similar because they are produced basically the same. The only difference between them is that in the case of the R, the tongue, you have to pull your tongue back like this. You have to pull it back. And according to the one that was instructing the workshop, he said that we just have to bring it back and don't roll it in the front teeth like the Spanish are, like rrr. No, you have to bring it back. And in my opinion, I think that we have to curl it a little bit like this. Like this is a tongue, right? We have to kind of pull it back and kind of curl it towards the roof of the mouth. So another example I can give you is rise, raise, right, what, why, always. You see? Always. So the sounds represented by the W is wa, why. So now I'm going to talk about something that is very interesting, and it is the Q sound. This is interesting for me because this sound is a combination of the wa sound and the k sound. So if you pay attention to it, you can notice it. Q, Q. And an example of these sounds in a word is quit and choir. The word quiet, it has the same sound. Now I'm going to talk about paired consonants. Paired consonants are consonants that are produced the same, but the difference between them is that one is voiced and the other one is unvoiced. So the first paired consonant is the S and the Z. And many consonants are the consonants can be voiced or unvoiced. They are not like vowels, because vowels are all voiced, and that's the one difference between vowels and consonants. So, for example, in the case of in the sounds, I'm going to talk about later some rules that we can apply to know when we are going to use the s and the z sound at the end of some particular words. So the other paired consonants I have here is the p and the b. You see? P and b. In the case of the first one, if you place your hands here, p, your vocal folds doesn't vibrate. In the case of the B one, like b, b, in this case, your vocal folds vibrate. And they are both produced the same way. They are bilabial because they are produced in the same part, in the same point of articulation. Another consonants are the t and the d. In the first case, the t, it is unvoiced, and the d, it is voiced. As you can see, I kind of is noticeable here when I say it. T, d. You see, it moves a little bit. The other ones are the th and the v. The same. The first one, the th, it is unvoiced, and the second one, v, is voiced. Another example, that's basically all I have for now. See you in part 2.